Well, good morning, YouTube land. Happy Friday. Hey, surprise. I just been surprising y'all lately, have I? That's the best way to do content for me, is just kind of do a surprise. Sometimes when I plan content, things happen. So this morning, I'm going to share a little TMI without sharing too much TMI. But I promised y'all in the last video that I was going to do a demonstration of the tea that I like to drink. And just to explain a little bit more and why. And this stomach condition that I deal with. I can't explain it in great depth because I'm really still learning what's going on with my digestive system myself. It's quite a bit to take in, and it's a process to get me better. And like the video, y'all, while I'm talking, please don't forget, so it can build my algorithm of YouTube and so that my videos could be shared. In this particular video, it's kind of personal, but I really don't mind it being shared because if I could help somebody, why not? Um, yeah, first of all, I want to talk about this tea that's really good. It's an organic peppermint tea. You could buy it anywhere. I think I got this from Walmart in particular. And it's refreshing, and they said, and minty, and it soothes the belly. And this is so true. Although I am a coffee addict, I noticed that coffee really isn't the best choice for me. And so I'm getting into the habit of drinking the peppermint tea. I have my tea kettle on. And so every so often, because my colon gets clogged up very easily, even though I seem to have a regular bowel movement every day. It for some reason my digestive system does not push it all out like a normal digestive system would do. And actually, I only been dealing with this situation since I've had this injury. I was taking care of my dad by myself for a long time. And I'll go into how that injury happened, but I don't want to lose the reason why I'm talking about this peppermint tea. But it did originate from the injury I had to my side, lifting him the wrong way one day. And there's more to that story. But anyway, and I will talk about that before the video is over with. So other stuff can really make some sense, okay? But let's get ready and make this tea. And as I'm drinking my tea, because I took my Dulcolax this morning. No, actually I took it last night, and so I had my reaction to the laxative this morning. And so I feel better. I feel lighter. I don't feel the nausea anymore. However, I'm feeling a little weak in my body. So this is the Dulcolax that I like to take. It works for me. It's the pink box. There is a green box, and the pharmacist told me they both the same. There's no difference, but that's not true. From person to person, it is a difference, because this box right here with these pink pills, they work better for me, and I don't cramp up as bad while the process is happening. It's a smoother process than the green box, in my opinion. And I might still have the green box around where I can show y'all. I probably got rid of it because it really didn't do me any good at all. Not at all. So the pharmacist was wrong. So let me put this back there. And so this is the box. And I have this cute little tea canister that I bought from either the Goodwill or the Salvation Army, and I keep my little teas in it. So let's go ahead and, isn't it cute? I fell in love with it. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my tea. I'm going to put a couple more little peppermint candies in there. And I got me some cut up pears. Now these cut up pears I'm giving to Daddy this morning with his breakfast. I think I'm going to give him some Raisin Bran cereal this morning, and he's going to have him some little pears. And I have me a bowl of pears and apples. Daddy can't eat apples. He said it's a little bit too hard for him to chew. The pears are much softer. And so let me go ahead and get started making my tea for this morning. This is my first time, I think, showing this cup. This cup here was part of a Happy Meal gift from my dear friend Willie T. Shout out to you, Queen Willie T. I just wanted to show you the cup that you sent to me some months ago, and I'm going to be drinking out of it. Along with this cup, she sent this cup for Daddy, and it says Cuddles and Coffee. Thank you, Willie T, from me and Daddy. So let me go ahead and pour. Ooh, this little tea kettle is leaking. Okay. I admire people who can do demonstrations and they don't spill anything. They seem to do it so perfectly. I support another channel, and she it's the Clemens family. What's her name? Her husband name is Winston. Her baby name is Malika, I think it is. And her name is Merrifield. And she makes teas, and she cooks different dishes and stuff, and she does it so eloquently. You never see her make any mistakes. You never see her spill anything. But anyway, yeah, I love that channel, the Clements. Maybe you all never heard of them. Look it up. They doing really good. Very successful channel, and I support a lot of successful channels. You can learn a lot from very successful channels. Us little small YouTubers, I pay attention to a lot of stuff that the other big time channels does, what they do, and I try to sometimes incorporate it into my own channel to the best of my ability. Nevertheless, I'm myself. I can't be like somebody else. I just do what I do, and just hope for the best, right? So yeah, so I'm stirring that so that the peppermints will melt a little bit faster. And I'm gonna you can choose any type of creamer. And actually I drink oat milk as well, but today I just want to add some flavor more than the oat milk. The oat milk is better for me, but this is not real bad either because I don't put a whole lot in it. And I've been noticing that my stomach is going down because when I know I need to take a Docalax pill, which is, I say, it depends. If I go a long period of time, like 2 weeks without the Docalax, then I might have to take one pill every day, preferably at night, so that in the morning time, well, it has all night to start this process, and no later than first thing in the morning, I could go ahead and get that release that I need. But yeah, other than that, as long as you don't wait too long, if you having digestive issues like me, try to take a Docalax every 2 or 3 days, something like that. And so I drink this peppermint tea like a morning, like today. I'm healing from the effects of the Docalax working on me this morning. So it would be a very stupid idea for me to drink coffee because it will only make me dehydrate at this point. So this tea right here, soothes my belly, just like the box says. It says refreshing and minty, soothes your belly. That's really true. It helps. It helps a healing, and helps restore. Keep me from being dehydrated from um, the laxative. And I never get diarrhea from this laxative either. So you don't have to worry about experiencing diarrhea. Now, if you take more than one pill, you might experience some diarrhea, but I don't take more than one pill. I actually read the label and take what's recommended. And also, if I have any extra issues, I talk to my doctor, and my doctor let me know accordingly what to do depending on what my situation is. So I would recommend you, number one, don't just listen to me. Talk to your primary doctor. Get the instructions and everything. Let your primary doctor know what's going on with your body. I have been under my doctor's care for over 2 years now. I forgot my sugar. Okay, I'm gonna add some sweetener. It's in the blue pack. I get this for daddy. So of course, if I'm taking care of daddy, I need to take care of myself too, which is something that us caregivers seem to do sometimes. We neglect ourselves because we be so busy taking care of our loved ones and stuff like that, that we neglect ourselves. And a little of that did happen. I didn't neglect myself real bad. I've always been the type of person to go to the doctor, get checkups and stuff like that. But there was a period of time where I felt so overwhelmed. I was working full time at that time. Daddy health was declining. He was living in Chicago, and I just couldn't be at two places at once. And it got so bad that I had to go on a leave of absence for almost a year from my job. Lost a lot of income. Thank God I'm married. Thank God I have a husband that works, and he loves to take care of me, take care of the house. We didn't suffer really bad financially, but at some point I had to return back to work because we both are young, and I'm 53, my husband is 57, and we don't want to put one burden, the whole burden on one person just yet. At least not in my marriage. I don't know about other marriages, but in my marriage, it works that we help each other, and I'm just not ready for my husband to take on a full responsibility on a permanent basis. And thank God for healing my body enough where I was able to go back to work. It's part-time, but still I am able, and I am grateful to be able to go back to work. Yes. So let me get a couple of more sips, and then I'm going to explain my injury that started this whole downward spiral. I'm not saying I didn't have any digestive issues before the injury, but it sure didn't make it any better. I was administering my daddy's medication one morning, and this was during the time he was suffering from cellulitis, and he was suffering from congestive heart failure, and he had all this extra swelling in his body. And he was lying in his bed, and he was bedridden during this time. He had just got out the hospital. He had been in the hospital for over a month, them draining fluids off his lungs and blah, 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 blah. And so I had my stepmom to help me, which is my daddy's wife of 40-something years, but she's also in her 90s. And so at the time, she was resting, and she was in a different room resting. And so all this stuff just caught me off guard. It wasn't planned, this stuff that happened. So I was giving him his medicine, and the pill, it got lodged into his throat. He started choking. And remind you, he was bedridden, so he really couldn't move a whole lot because of all the swelling, and he was still gaining his strength from and they had drained him really good while he was in the hospital, but this was some time after. That's right, it wasn't back to back. This was some time after, and the fluids had started back building up again. And they had eventually gave us these water pills for him to take, and we had to give him 2 or 3 water pills a day to control it, and that was a whole nother process. Okay, but anyway, getting back to what happened, what led to the injury. He choked off this pill. The Tylenol was like a horse Tylenol pill. Okay, and I was new at really administering his medicine because his nurses, the people, the homemade nurses, they supposed to have been doing that, but something had happened. We had to end up letting her go, so I had to learn how to give Daddy his medicine and stuff, and I had never went to school on how to be a aid person, and I took care of the elderly before, but I never had to give them their medicine. So the medicine thing was a whole nother ball game. I didn't crush the big pill, and I gave him the Tylenol with the water, and it got stuck in his throat, and he started choking. And all that was going through my head was, my daddy is gonna die. And another thing that went through my head is, I'm gonna kill him, and I'm like, oh my God. And I just freaked out, and I actually all I know is the thought, and I kept hearing him. He began. You could hear him like making these gurgling sounds, and he had not changed colors or anything, but he was definitely in trouble. And before I knew it, I picked him up, flipped him over, and I guess it was the whatever you call that type of thing that you do when people are choking. Now, I didn't properly know how to do that either. I saw it done on television before, but like I said, at that moment, all that was in my mind was, he was gonna die, and I would be responsible for that. And so this great fear came over me, and before I knew it, I mean, he was like, what, 150 pounds or so because of the fluids and stuff. And can you imagine picking up somebody within seconds, flipping them over? And I can't, please don't ask me how I did it. You hear about this stuff, how when people are going through these dramatic experiences, how they able to pick up cars, and because of that fear, that adrenaline that just hits them all at once. Well, that's what happened. And before I knew it, he was in a position I needed him to be in, and it was like I was treating him like he was a baby, literally. But this was 150 solid dead weight pounds that I did with my own strength, little me, okay? And the pill came up, and he was able to breathe, and but he was out of breath a little bit from the whole ordeal of what transpired, of me flipping him, and blah blah blah. And so I was able to get him to relax back on the pillow, and he definitely was relieved from that pill being out of his throat. Now, you would have thought that after that I would have been in extreme pain right then and there, but my adrenaline was so high, y'all. I didn't feel no pain till probably 8 hours later. I don't know what I was in the middle of exactly. All I know is the pain hit me all at once. Nearly took me off my feet. Now, mind you, this is about 8 hours later. Daddy had began his day and everything. Daddy had breakfast, he had lunch. I mean, it was in the evening time. He probably was getting ready to have dinner. So he was fine, y'all. He was fine. But I suffered from the repercussion, the consequences of me lifting him as fast as I did. And so it wasn't proper, because it was all on that left side that I've been having issues with ever since. So when the doctors asked me exactly when did the injury occur, I can tell them, because that same day is when I had those excruciating pains shooting on that one side, which is the left side. And that's what I've been getting treatments for ever since. I've even gone through a water therapy, which I'm still going through, and it feels so good, y'all. Anybody thinking about going through water therapy versus they call land therapy, um, the water therapy is really good. Um, it definitely helps burn my food and everything, and it helps me to have a bowel movement easily afterwards, not long afterwards, because you're really exercising, you burning without actually feeling it like you would physically if you was, doing exercises with the machines and all that. The water by itself is heavy enough to do all the things that you would do if you was doing exercises with the machines or on the floor or whatever. And yeah, so I just want to share that. And of course, this content, this particular message, this information I'm talking about this morning, it may not be for everybody, but I'm sure I'm not the only one in this world that have dealt with this. And yeah, and a lot of times we don't like to talk about stuff like this because, like I said, it's TMI and it's personal, it's even embarrassing. But I've learned to take my shame as a testimony to help somebody else. And I am on a healing journey. I'm not claiming to continue to have these issues for the rest of my life, even though it's been a journey dealing with it. It's been a journey. It's been a couple of years, and I have been getting better. But sometimes it seems like the bloatness come back, and that's how I know when I need to go back to not eating meats for a while, because that was something that the doctors had recommended, that they took me off meat for a whole year, and I had lost a lot of weight during that time because for some reason my system just don't want to digest meat. It's okay if I eat a little fish, maybe a baked chicken leg, but I just can't eat normal eat normally when it comes to fish, like I mean when it comes to meats like I used to. uh Red meats I have to basically stay away from because I have some issues with my cholesterol. So it's kind of like I just have to balance things and use common sense sometimes, like the situation me replacing the peppermint tea instead of having coffee this morning. That would be like a common sense thing because my stomach needs to heal from the whole ordeal of me taking the laxative last night, and it's just about done with that effect and everything. But now I'm drinking the peppermint tea to soothe my stomach, help replenish, keep me from dehydrating. And also I'm gonna just sit down in my recliner and relax, elevate my legs. And another thing, I try to stay away from stress. Oh my God, y'all. Whew. When you're going through physical things with your body, and then you have added stress. Now, some stresses, like I'm a caregiver, there's nothing I can do about that. Daddy will be 92 years old next month on the 10th, and I'm grateful, and I have to deal with that. He's my daddy. I have to deal with that. But there's other stresses in life that we don't have to deal with. And so it's those are the stresses that we have to eliminate out of our lives. When it comes to paying bills and stuff like that, you just have to be very communicative to your bill collectors and stuff. Let them know, hey, I don't have it. I want to make a payment arrangement. Make a successful a realistic payment arrangement that they're not going to refuse. You know what I'm saying? And that eliminates stress right there. I did a lot of that yesterday so that this weekend I can just relax. And also, I forgot to let you all know, shout out to my husband, my king, Michael Porter, because I know he's going to watch this video. He's my number one fan, number one supporter besides my children. I have 4 children and they love me unconditionally, but I'm talking about my husband right now. He is my number one fan, my number one supporter, and we will be celebrating our 6 years wedding anniversary this Sunday. So April 28th every year is our official wedding anniversary. And that'll be 6 years. We've been together 7 years and I want to say 3 or 4 months, because we actually courted for about 15 months before we got married. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And so getting back to eliminating stress, I didn't want to be worried about stuff this weekend. I wanted to be able to relax and enjoy my husband, enjoy our personal holiday. You know how we do for the other holidays that we celebrate nationwide with other people or worldwide with other people. But this holiday is our holiday. And we were talking about that last night, how, some people putting real emphasis, when they've been married 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years, and that's fine. But they kind of sometimes make people like newlyweds feel a little mediocre compared to theirs, and less important compared to theirs. And I told my husband, you know what, if we don't celebrate ourselves, if we don't lift our own anniversary up, 6 years it may be, yes, but baby, if we don't lift it up, nobody else will. So that's what we do. We thank God, because he's been married 6 years before. His late wife, his second wife, she passed away, and they had been married for about 6 years. But I've been married. We are each other's third charms, and I had never had a marriage that lasted 6 years, and I'm still counting with this one, y'all. I ain't going nowhere, and I don't believe he's going anywhere. And so yeah, so 6 years is a really big deal to me personally. It's a big deal for him too, but me personally, because I would have never thought that I would have picked the right man to be happily married to these past 6 years. And that's another thing, a lot of times when we experience divorces in our lives, we feel a sense of failure, and we feel like maybe marriage is not for me. Well, no, sometimes we have to just ask God to teach us how to pick better partners. Amen. And I watch a lot of married couples, very seasoned married couples, the very ones that have been married 30, 25, 30, 40 plus years. And I take it in like a sponge, like a little child, and sometimes I even take notes, and I encourage my husband to listen to it with me so we can glean from them. Amen. So when you want to do better, you make all the necessary choices to do better, because none of us are perfect. And I know I'm not. I'm talking about me, y'all. So we could talk about imperfections all day, but it hits home when you make that thing personal. When you say, I'm not perfect. No, I want to learn, and I'm willing to learn. And that's what I do. And didn't know I was going to get into all of that, y'all, but I guess somebody out there needed to hear it. Like the video, comment, please, share the video, and let me know in the comments what you think about peppermint tea. And I do drink other teas too. I have a ginger tea. Let me see. I have stacks of teas back here, y'all. I talked about these teas about a year or so ago. I have this Cena peppermint tea, and it relieves occasional constipation, and it has organic smooth move on the label, on the box label. So yeah, there's a lot of teas out there, y'all, that you can experiment and see what works for you. This is organic ginger a tea, promotes healthy digestion. So yeah, just take the time out to Look it up and find out what works best for you. Here's another one that's really good. It's the Organic Cleanse Herbal Tea Supplement. um this is the Senna leaf, and it's in this colored box right here. It's a little bit more like fruity flavor to me compared to the rest of them. Really good tea. This is the Great Value, the knockoff, the knockoff brand of the other peppermint tea, right? This here might cost a little bit more. This one here, because it's the Great Value, the knockoff brand, it's a little bit cheaper. To me, it does the same thing. To me, there's no difference. It does the same thing. Okay, y'all, I'm going to reheat up my tea because I like my tea to be really, really hot. It really soothes my stomach the hotter it is to me. But so I'm going to let you all go for now. Like the video, comment please like you always do, and have a very, very blessed Friday.